Hey Autumn, this is Demetrius. I wanted to put together this quick video for you, just to kind of show you a few things before we really dive deep into your website. And so what I did here is I typed in horseback riding Bend, Oregon, and I'm going to explain in a moment why. So when I type in horseback riding Bend, Oregon, you'll notice that there are three businesses here that show up in what we call it the map pack, right? And the reason that they showed up there is because they have been able to first optimize their Google listing, but also have more citations than some of the competition in that space. So you'll notice here in Bend, Wilderness Horse Adventures, Central Oregon Trail Rides, they actually have two listings, right? Which they've kind of figured out how to finagle that. And kudos to them. They probably generate a lot of business just off of being in this map pack here. And then as we scroll down, right, you'll notice these are organic listings. So the first organic business that pops up is Fly Spur, because above that we have some directories and whatnot, Yelp, and so these guys here, Fly Spur, is the first business here in town. And so what I did is I ran an audit on these guys, but also typed in horseback riding Redmond, Oregon, and in the map pack, the Equestrian Center, Central Oregon Trail Rides again, and you guys, right? And so kudos to you for that. That's awesome. But when I did a little deeper diving, what I found is that the keyword search, right, is just a little more than triple for Bend, right? Like horseback riding Bend, Oregon's 100 versus Redmond, quadruple. Excuse me, for Redmond, right? So what that tells me is it might be in your best interest to kind of go after horseback riding in Bend, Oregon as well, only because, right, most people that are, coming to do horseback riding aren't only locals that lived here, but also, tourists that come into town and might want to do some horseback riding and whatnot. And so there's a lot of opportunity there where you could be gaining some business just off of that alone. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about how these keywords play into your website. And so when I take a look at your website, right off the bat, right, and I notice you have a few pages, which Google normally likes to see quite a bit of pages. The more the better, right? And not only that, but content. And as I scroll through your homepage, you don't have a ton of content, right? You maybe have, maybe 50 words worth of content on the homepage. And so Google likes to see, usually anywhere between 700 to 1,000 words of content, keyword relevant content, right? So some of these keywords here: horseback riding Bend, Oregon, horseback riding Redmond, Oregon, Central Oregon horse, right? Those sorts of things on your homepage and just throughout your site overall, but mainly on the homepage, right? And then also one of the things that sticks out is your contact form, right? It's at the bottom of the page, and people that are interested in riding horses, they are already looking for your service, so there's already buyer intent there. So how do they get a hold of you, right? Now, as I'm looking at your page, there's no call to action. There's no way for me to get a hold of you, right? Like I said, there's already buyer intent there. So if I know that I'm looking to ride horses, how do I get a hold of you, right? And so you want a call to action, around the top of the page, somewhere up here, phone number, right? And that's another thing is having your website be mobile friendly. Majority of people are searching from their phones now and not from a desktop. And so to be able to have something like that where they can just click on the phone number and go right off the bat is huge. And not having it is a big turn off. The other thing is moving the contact form up to the top of the page, right? So you kind of want to have it just below the break. And so kind of just take a look at some of the competitors in town, right? Flyspur, and look at their page, right? A little more content, tons of photos, right? And even with them, right, their call to action or their contact form is still at the bottom of the page, right? And there's a little more detail in that, and the what you put in the contact form isn't as important as the location of it, right? And I guarantee you move this up, and you'll see a lot more hits just throughout your contact form by moving it up, right? And then we go to Smith Rock Trail Rides, right? Because these guys were here sitting third for horseback riding Redmond. And let's take a look at their site and comb it over. So again, they have some pages here, not as many as you or Flyspur, but and see again, no call to action. And they have no contact form, right? And see, and these guys are able to be in the top 3 on the first page and without having some of this stuff done. So imagine if you do have some of this stuff done, what that'll do for you. One of the other things, right, that I was going to mention with regards to keywords is backlinking. And so backlinking essentially is votes to your site, but not all votes are created equal. And the best way to explain that is it's through relevance, right? You get more votes for having relevant sites linking back to your website. So, for example, if you were linking to a horseback riding website in Dallas, Texas, or somewhere in Nevada or something like that, Montana, right? You're gonna there's a lot more relevance there, right? Because horseback riding, you're gonna gain more votes than you would if you were linking to, say, a Pizza Hut, because you're in the business of horseback riding, not in selling pizzas. And so, kind of the big takeaways I want you to get from this are, obviously citations for, for the map pack, which you could. There's some tips and tricks there that I have that could also get you into the search for Bend, Oregon. But then also just getting some more reviews for you, right, will help bump you up a little bit here. And then for your website, right, let's get you some content, right, some more content on your site. Let's move some things around. Let's get this contact form up, and add some more pages. One of the things that I wanted to point out here is each of these services here should be a page, right? So, for example, like this here, like you need some more content on here. That's pretty lackluster. But also in distance services, which I thought was really cool, is for each of these different services that you offer should be its own page, right? And so, like your fitness program is a page, and we can make more content for that, right? Here we got, maybe 30, 40 words. We could bump that up to, 250 to 500 words worth of content, and each one is a page. Facility organization, consultation, right? Each one is a page. Equestrian business startup support. And these are all amazing services that you offer. So why not showcase them, right, on their own page? So that being said, hopefully I was able to add a little bit of value for you there. And then if you'd like to know more, please just reach back out and we can talk about how to move forward. Thanks.